city representative.
Hey, Matt Brownell. Oh, sorry.
You're fine, Matt. Go ahead.
I couldn't tell the order. Matt Brownell, Lake Park Drive.
And Dave Congeezer, City of Tumwater.
And Rusty is here as well from
Lake Terrace.
Lake Terrace.
Okay. And now we're reviewing the agenda from the from today's meeting. Any changes, additions, concerns?
I didn't see an email. Was there one that went
I
out?
did not see an email on here. That's why I was like, we had a meeting today. Yes.
There, yes, he has.
Are you guys signed up with the constant contact? That's how the meetings.
It's not an attachment anymore. It's
Okay, it's on the middle.
I went
Yeah.
to the link and it didn't give me the details. It gave me a heading and it gave me little format cubes. And 3 of them like they were waiting to be filled in. So,
Oh.
Like the constant contact did?
it was an email from you, so I'm not sure if that, through that constant contact.
Okay.
Oh, that's not, yeah, that's.
All right. I had,
Something I signed up for, is it possible?
Yeah,
We had to renew our sign up for that because I was signed up.
I didn't think we had to renew. I mean, not been signed up, and I was just getting the agenda attachment from you guys to the link.
you should, I've never renewed my option.
Yeah, and I still.
Quick. I'll show you what it'll look like.
Were you able to download the
The agenda.
and the attachments? Or did you look at them?
Yes, but I was going to bring my computer, but my wife's computer has died. And she needed at the last minute my computer.
It's October.
Or need overrode your.
This is
Die in October.
Oh, I thought you were
Halloween.
Christmas.
Yeah, little one thing.
Oh, we got a computer for Christmas.
It's,
Yeah.
it's Halloween.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what it would have come through like.
Yeah.
And it,
Yeah, I got one of those.
yeah, and you just go here
And I
to.
click on the meeting and kind of.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I
that
was
works
able
for
to get
me. I
it.
just.
And,
haven't
and
printed.
yeah, cause then I went.
Then you go to
That's what
agenda.
that's kind of what I got, except there were links. Is that what they are? They're links?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, there you go. I guess all Christmas.
It was. What's that
It's
called?
right here.
Heck, honey, heck.
I'm back, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, is the agenda good as it is?
Unless you guys have any additions. I know we might talk a little bit about, the IVAMP, like that, but,
Absolutely.
That under the work plan.
Yes, it is, actually.
kind of delayed it for a bit, so we can talk a little bit about that. Oh boy, where is
Where are
my,
we in the agenda?
We are in item 3. Somebody,
We already introduced you because.
somebody, oh, that must be Patrick. Were you trying to break in?
No, I've seen what he did with the hand sanitizer.
Oh, I didn't know where it came from.
For you.
I think it held the door open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it held the door soft, but I brought it,
Dropped the door
I
open.
brought it in here. I thought it belonged to somebody.
you're 1R, 2 S's, right?
Yes, 1 or 2.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to number 4. The approval of the minutes from the meeting in way back on May 14th. So long ago.
That was long.
I have read the meeting minutes as they were like handed out. And I only had one comment. So you know what I mean, that this wasn't the minutes that were sent out electronically. These are the minutes that we were just handed. So I had one comment. And it has to do with Matt Brownell and his introduction. It's on page 2. third item down.
Yeah.
I would scratch out the first sentence that says Matt Brownell lives on Lake Park Drive and Linwood Avenue. I'd start with saying member Peterson, motion to nominate Matt to the Barnes Lake Management District Committee. Member Shelton seconded, motion voted unanimous, blah, blah, blah. And then I would say Matt Brownell will represent Lake Park Drive neighborhood.
I see.
So he knows what he's. Are you okay with that, Martin?
That's because
That works,
Linwood
Matt.
Avenue is not technically in the numbers.
It's not,
Area,
yes,
right.
that's in the Daisy Lanes.
That's good.
I'm okay with that.
That was the only change that I had.
Lake Terrace neighborhood? Is that-
No,
Lake Park.
Lake Park
Lake Park.
Yeah, Lake Park.
neighborhood.
Okay, anyone else?
I caught a couple.
I caught one.
Is it the air over budget or the carry over budget?
Oh,
We talked about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it. And a couple of punctuation things too.
so then I guess there's a motion.
Yeah.
And then it says.
Do we have a motion to approve minutes?
As amended.
As amended. Seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, there we go. Next up is public comments. I don't think we really have any public. Trucking along to member comments.
I had a comment that I brought a picture of what my lake waterfront looks like, so we can talk about it at, later on as part of maybe water levels.
What water?
Yeah. Mud levels.
I submitted a comment.
Are you down to mud?
We have things that I think are islands and Jenkins is lake bed.
So Dave has the picture.
I have not seen it come through yet.
Oh, the squirrels are scampering all over what used to be the lake. And
Yeah, it's pretty low.
and the beavers are digging canals and.
We're like, we need more water.
They are.
So what's the
They're
conversation?
going. There's no water where they're
Well, we're hoping to get a photo to Dave by the time we get to the water level discussion. So that's.
Hopefully this rain.
Oh, yeah, because I have only a little bar and a half.
That's what I'm.
Eventually,
So we put a pipe from that 3 million gallon tank.
Yeah.
only if you guys want chlorinated lake.
You made it out.
Maybe.
not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever been in a swimming pool without it?
Take care of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
they gotta come and take down the
It's
limbs
so hot.
that are usually over the lake.
Okay.
You can get out there and you can do stuff,
Right.
you know?
Okay, well, that segues into lake management. Do we have an update on exactly what went down this summer?
I can summarize what I believe went down last summer.
The
in
water.
that he went out there in, I think May 1st or early June and did just a Floridone application.
Right.
And then he didn't get out there again until I think it was
End of July.
almost August, like
Yeah.
right within a day or two of August. And did a second application of the Floridone. And I believe he also went out and did a lily application, a topical lily application.
Was
So-
that to
At the same-
the over mount of the lilies that are local or to the invasive ones?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
The hands.
cause that's what you guys
Yeah,
wanted.
I would just base off what.
Was that done-
Well, or else Kathy
I-
would be inundated right now.
Right.
Was that the same day that he did the second Floridone? He also did the Lily application?
I don't know if he did it on the same day. I would presume, but I don't know for a
I
fact.
think so.
And that was a hand spray with a,
That would be, yes,
Or
because
chemical,
that would have to be a topical spray. Usually the Floridone is a drag underneath
I
the
see,
the
yeah.
water.
Yeah.
So you drag tubes. So
Oh.
when they're doing the Floridone application, you probably wouldn't see any activity. Because he's probably just feeding a hopper. And that hopper would have a tube in the lake and then they would just, it would be applied as they drive.
Now we know to look forward to another treatment time.
I had a vision of a small bottle and a tablespoon.
Right. Yeah, they would do
Exactly.
that, you know, they would do that for the topical, so they would probably have a tank with a
I
sprayer.
was being sarcastic.
No, I know,
So
but it's not unlike that.
Just pour it in the lake.
I remember one where he came by and, was spraying.
Yep, so that's lily control.
And then came by later with what looked like a cup that he was scooping and.
So that might be his bump for the Floridone. So Floridone can come in pellets. It can come in a liquid formulation. So when he follows up, he's doing what's called a bump. So he's bumping up the concentration and you can do it with the pellet formulation or you can do it with a liquid. So I don't know, until he submits his what he actually applied. I don't even ask, because to me, it's the same, it's just a different delivery mechanism.
Can you refresh my memory? Did we have a 2-year contract with Aquatechnics? Or
The 2 or 3, I thought it was 3.
3 years? Okay, so.
Yeah, next year he wanted to,
Aerial.
yeah, he wanted to do an aerial application,
Oh, okay.
so, so he would avoid having to, yeah.
So it would be a new contract or no?
No,
No, it's just a different application
So it's
technique.
amended,
What's it called?
no?
he would do it with a drone. He would apply
Oh.
the chemical with the
So
drone.
he wouldn't have to get a boat, so that way, that's why he said. Don't necessarily go through with the boat ramp amendment, because next year I'm gonna see if I can do it by drone.
Yeah, so all the work we kind of been gearing up to the permitting and stuff for the boat ramp, we don't have to do. Yeah, so that
Interesting.
saves us a lot of, we got to the point where we're gonna need to spend money on a wetland survey if we were to go through with that, and so by doing it with an aerial application, we don't have to do that now, so.
So we just put it on pause.
Yeah.
Is the aerial gonna be a little bit of a problem because of what we heard last time about what the zones, or is that? due to-
FAA.
Well, that would be his job to work through. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it has to do with how high are you flying it,
Yeah, true.
so.
Interesting.
At least we won't be surprised next year to have it.
Right.
It's hard to imagine a drone that could hold
The
the
birds are
amount
gonna be
of
like, oh my god.
Yeah.
pellets or.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't wrap my brain around it, but that would be
Drones to
super
launch 100-pound
interesting.
vessels, so we can. Have
Yeah.
100 pounds of chemicals,
You can drop bombs, I heard.
that's right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the solution. We'll make a bigger crater.
Might get a deeper lake.
Make a deeper lake.
How about that?
We want to be overly conservative and specify drones for aerial application and not have it come in with a crop duster.
Right.
Right.
Okay, well, on to the depressing subject of water levels.
All right.
Hopefully they're not like the lowest they've ever been.
Lowest I've ever seen, but, oh.
Well,
The unfortunate thing is I don't know, we
Let's
were
go
able
back to
to
the.
collect a lot of the water level data.
what's the data
Yeah, it's
say?
an 11-acre lake.
Here we are right here. So there's a couple of gaps in this graph and I'll explain those. This is when we ran out of battery that one time and we had a hard time getting the batteries replaced and get things up and going again. And then we got things running again, things were looking great. And then we decided to use a different device that I can access at my desk. Yeah, so this is a little gap from that, but you can kind of see the trend line here. We're kind of right back on track. So if it's the lowest you've seen, the data would support that. This is the lowest level we've seen here.
Since when?
Since this was 2021.
I can see on the.
Oh, yeah, oh, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 20, before 2010.
Yeah, and before that, we were using you'd have to go out and read the gauge and
Right.
it would bottom out.
And it bottomed out.
Yeah, it bottomed out all the time, so we don't know. This will be able to give us a lot better, more complete data set for these low water years.
Yeah.
But what you kind of see, and so I did a little bit of checking on these dates here at the bottom peaks of these. So when we start seeing the turnaround, and yearly these two dates are October 20th, both of them. This date is October 24th. So we can expect to start seeing levels come up here in a couple weeks. I
Well,
would
it's
think.
supposed to rain
Yeah.
in a few days,
Yeah.
1/10 of an inch almost every day.
Yeah. So it was, I mean, it was,
First, it has to get up to the top of the mud.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Right.
looking at it and going, how much is it gonna rain? Oh, it's 1/10 of an inch, oh, another 1/10 of an inch.
a couple of other things to keep in mind too with this is if we start seeing these bottom trends start to keep trending down, I mean, that's the lake going dry. So that's kind of interesting. The other part of that is that each of these spikes here, so these lines right here are rain events.
Oh,
And so, and the rain gauge is on the right. And so you can see we have these 3-inch rain events, one
Oh.
every single year. That is considered a 2 to 5 year storm. And we're seeing it every year. So the fact that we're seeing a 2 to 5 year event, a rain event every year, coinciding with a dropping lake level is kind of interesting. If that's the trend. So more rain, less water holding in the lake. So kind of an inverse
Is it,
trend you would think.
is it more rain in total? I mean, or just these?
That's a good
Freakish
question because
rain events.
I was just looking at the 2 to 5 year rain events that we're having.
Yeah.
But total, you can kind of see these wet seasons, and I haven't totaled those up to see if we're seeing wet seasons or dry seasons. I haven't done
Heat
that yet.
evaporating the
It's,
water.
I think it's like drier.
I think dry seasons because our rain total in the Olympian, if you consider that a reliable source, has been running below average consistently for the last several years. And this year, we're still 10 inches below the average
Oh,
input.
I would.
So we
So,
need
so
10
one of
inches.
the things, so one of the things that I'm doing with our drinking water, staff, same thing we can do on this is not just look at the low end, but does it recharge fully? That's a big part of when you look at how climate is changing, when you look at water, what you really want to know is, yes, we know that there will always be this downward trend in the summer and it's likely to dip farther. It will be exacerbated or get worse if it doesn't fill up to the maximum extent when we get the water.
Yeah.
That's the key thing, is do we lose volume each year? If it completely fills the cup back up, then we're relatively okay in the sense that the downward trend in the summer is inevitable, right? But as long as we keep refilling,
Yeah.
then you're not gonna lose your lake per se. But it might become seasonal.
That's
I mean,
well,
we have, perennial streams that are now becoming seasonal
Really?
because they don't stay wet in the summertime when they used to.
So for the last 4 years, we've refilled to the green line.
Right, yeah, that's.
But look at
But you
this.
wanna really
Thanks
get
to
up,
beavers.
because remember, you have a water leveler.
Right.
So
It's the rainforest behind
you
the
want to
house.
make sure that you're getting up to that every single year.
Well, the 2 years
green.
above the leveler, the 2 above the green line were when the beavers were, doing their thing
Correct.
before we put the leveler in place. So now we put the leveler in place
It's gonna limit that
And-
upper.
and we're not gonna get as much
And
above.
we had more than 2 years where the lake went more than full, thanks to.
Yeah, would that be off the charts and less?
Just a
Those
couple.
beavers better get back on their job.
That was a,
Well, that's the thing, that floods out people's yards, and that's the counter, right?
I think just to kind of speak to what Patrick's also saying is that if you look at the duration of full cup,
Yeah.
we've got a pretty full cup for a while here. A little bit less here.
Yeah.
This last winter, we barely touched it.
got full.
So
And the green line is the indication that we wanna get to it.
That's the leveler.
that's
Yeah,
where,
so let's.
When
That's
did
the
that
potential
happen?
height that we are creating with that
It'll
leveler.
dump water. Once
Yeah,
it
because
gets
the
to the
beavers
green
was,
line.
beavers
So we
was the
shouldn't
leveler
go
for
for
the-
So it went
Yeah,
higher.
so
The back-
like,
That's the year when
like
building
this year,
four started to get
Oh,
wet
that's
feet at
the
the foundations piles.
I remember that.
The leveler is set at what your properties can handle without flooding.
I have a question.
When was the leveler put in? Cause we had the berm forever.
16 or 17.
Precedes us.
It's
It's a while ago.
been a while, 10 years.
I got it.
The other piece of data that I was not able to graph for some reason was temperature. So I just put in here the maximum temperature we reached. It was 83.1 degrees. I think that is due to where the transducer is placed in the water column. The trend line wasn't matching up at all. I couldn't figure out why, but it's just a.
Oh.
So it's just the product of the new device we have, so we might see more minimums and maximums. Try to graph the data a little bit, but it's not gonna look the same, so, but 83 degrees is warm, that's very,
Where did you put that?
that's right here.
Just.
Oh,
Wow.
So interesting stuff, you know, start looking at some of this
Yeah.
in different ways and.
It's so cool to have that
yeah,
data.
nice to get it all.
We
Yeah.
are an experiment, right?
Yes, this is the only device we have like this in the city. I have two more that we're gonna deploy. But it's not gonna, we're gonna use them in rivers or creeks.
Yeah.
And and we're gonna start developing flow curves based on water levels, stuff like that. So it'll be a little bit different use, but yeah.
So is our data device different with the stick that's just off the condos?
No, that is the device.
It's the same,
It's in
one.
there.
It's just a different communication that I have with
Okay.
it now, rather than having to row
Okay.
out to.
So it's the same
download.
data collection point.
Yep.
Same sensor.
Yep.
It's just a more expensive one that we have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when I start calculating how long it takes for Dave to go and kayak out there and get it come back, it justifies buying one of those.
Not in a hurry.
I know.
So do we know what the lowest water level it will record is? If we're
No.
getting lower each year,
We have never
what's
thought about, yeah, I don't know, it's probably, it was about mid-water column when I installed it, so like during the wet season, it's about 4 or 5 feet down, so I mean, it's.
Well, do we know is on 149 the bottom of the lake, or is that just a number?
No. No, the
we know the lake's about 10 feet
No,
deep
no,
in
no,
the
no,
middle.
this is above mean sea level?
We know the lake's about 10 feet deep in the middle.
Yeah.
So we got 10 feet of water out there, so that's from 154.9 or whatever it is, down to 145.9 or so, to be 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we still got,
But that's if we have it in the deepest spot.
Right.
The data collection thing, yeah,
yeah, But
which we
it's-
don't, we know it's
Right.
not in the deepest spot.
right, but it's down there a little ways, where we have it, so we still got a little bit of, we'll see it. We'll see
Yeah,
it flat
I'm just thinking that
When we thought of
that's
that, we just move it to the deeper.
a consideration for the future,
Yeah.
depending on what happens, yeah.
for sure.
Well, it's an option to bring a garden hose.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
$3, 100
Is this-
feet.
I'm just, is this like the lowest levels
That'd be
we
pretty
have
pricey.
recorded, since they've been recorded?
Since 21, so we don't have the data from before 21. 2021.
But
It's definitely lower than since 2010.
But I was
Yeah.
gonna say, it's the
We've
lowest
seen
since
it.
I've lived here that I've ever seen.
Are the squirrels running around out on yours, out in front of yours? Is it?
No, just beavers up on dry land.
Yeah, there's beavers and there's the storks, they just stand there and they just go, I film if I ever send it to you. And all of a sudden you go, come up with this giant frog and then. just run. You know? It's cause they're halfway across the lake is the mud.
Yeah.
like.
I got frogs in the yard. They're coming up looking for water.
Yeah, right. This first one.
The photo that you sent, I don't have the program to open it, so I can't view it.
Just looks like mud pancakes in front. And it's not like I've seen before. I guess in the past I was used to, when the lake level would go down, it would be hard so I could walk about. And now I think it's just floating mud, like the bottom came up.
Almost.
And then I guess tomorrow I'm gonna go try to see if I can stand on it. It's been nice knowing you all.
Bring your telephone.
Yes.
Phone in your pocket.
Safety.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
that's really not funny.
Do you know how you get out?
Swimming.
No,
Call me.
your idea. You take the garden hose and you shoot it around your feet and then you fall backwards.
I saw it.
I can
was-
try 911.
You're supposed to act like swimming.
Take a couple pieces.
Yeah.
Assuming that you sank a little bit. And then your legs are stuck.
Yes.
Climbing out of a.
Get
ice
video.
over.
It might steal your shoes.
Yeah. you
And trying to like lift out and it sucks your shoes.
But I'm gonna give it a try. I will report.
Day to Day has a lot of worn shoes next to the boat ramp.
know. Okay, and then the lake walk, the walkabout.
That was fun.
How was it? I was down in Oregon, guys. I wanted to go.
It was good. It was a lot of mud from this angle and mud from that
I
angle.
thought we canceled it.
No.
No, from you, it was canceled.
Nope, I never said it was.
The walkabout because
He
of
said
that.
I think he suggested that it
I
gets.
suggested that it be closed.
My God, I bet they canceled it. I can't believe it. Okay, well,
Yeah, well, there were 16 people that attended and walked about. Or got about somehow.
Well, that's a good.
And of that, half were non LMD
Mhm.
steering committee members.
Nice.
So it was nice. A couple of people, this was their second time to be doing it. And then our pastor at the church, he missed the date. So I gave him a personal tour and we met up with Matt. And Matt answered some questions with him and stuff like that. So for sure, he's gonna be coming next year.
Good.
Cause they own, that big piece.
Strip.
Right.
Yeah. The picnic area.
What is
The-
his name?
the Creed area, right?
Yeah, they,
Yeah.
they.
Tell us, yeah. And we did make it up all the way to Matt's and we saw the north end and how dry it is up there. And what was the weed issue? There was something invasive.
Yellow flag iris. I suggested that he dig it out.
Yes, and dig it out.
I haven't done that yet, but I will.
Garbage.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to
just-
protect yourself.
Yeah, just remember it's got that, caustic, white juice in it.
So gloves, bag it.
Yeah.
And garbage it.
Yeah, that used to spray it.
You can spray it.
Yeah, he would walk around.
There's many different ways to kill things.
you could torch it. Gasoline. No.
That's the super invasive though, that yellow flag iris, it's bad.
Yeah,
And it's
at the
on the-
very least, Matt, you wanna make sure that it doesn't have any seed pods. If you can't get to controlling it this year, make sure you get rid of all the seeds.
Okay, I'll probably just dig it up.
What do
Yeah.
the seed pods look like for the rest of our?
Have you ever seen raccoon poop? Looks like that.
Well, you can just break out the flour and the
I
stem.
can go bring the whole box in, and go grab it out of the back.
You have a box of it in your truck.
Doesn't, remember the,
The
we got
seeds
the
form
whole
where the flower
made
is.
tub.
So if you just snap
Oh,
off
they
the
were,
top
it was
3
at the
inches of the
shed.
thing,
Oh,
you get the
In
whole
the back of the
flower.
truck.
kind of waving it around.
Yes.
Yeah, just like
Okay.
if
Did it look like
it's,
raccoon,
you
a
know,
pile of
those-
raccoon poos?
uh,
Really?
Okay, but they look like.
Is it a feeling called again?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it comes
Yellow
back.
flag
Yeah.
iris.
Yeah, every year.
We pulled up.
Yeah, right.
I've had people think it's pretty and transplant it.
Yeah.
And then,
It is pretty.
And we got sketch from.
Right up until you know.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's a nice, I mean, it is. a
Like
nice-
dandelions, nope.
But it's.
no, it's definitely an iris. It's tall.
Yeah. But it will completely take over a wetland system.
Yeah, we're hand removing it from Sap Road Park and it's a lot of work.
It's been ravaged for them.
There's a park on Sup Road.
Parks owns it. It's not necessarily a park, but it's,
But it's a parking lot.
So maybe if they have a protocol for a safe way of,
Who said it, the?
I used to
approaching
live on
it,
Sup Road. I didn't
they
know
just,
there was a-
they would just wear heavy
You just wear gloves.
and
Yeah.
glasses and things like that. Okay.
Oh, that's the sea.
Yeah, those are the pods look like right here.
Yeah.
This bottom lower left one.
Okay.
So the
Oh,
the
yeah.
flower was right there, so if you just break off that top part of the plant.
Yeah,
you
just
get
clip
the
them.
pod.
And that's what we do. If we can't dig out all the plants in a season, then we'll go out and clip all the pods to make sure that it doesn't get bigger for the next year.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, they float,
So you come
so they
back.
drop into the water and then the water moves it, and next thing you know, you got them on different parts of the perimeter of the lake. It's a real problem.
maybe you can
You
sell.
can buy them at home.
You can buy it.
Well, that's.
No, at Home Depot?
Yeah.
You can buy it at Home
But
Depot.
that's what they.
Well, we have to go to different.
I'm
there's-
surprised because it's labeled as a noxious weed in Washington, so I was surprised. But they used to let you buy ivy too, and they only just recently banned ivy.
Yeah.
Did they?
People don't know.
Yeah,
Oh, Shreddy.
that's why they
Pretty
say
sure
it's
it's not
not
pretty.
There's lots of ivy.
Yeah.
You go into the market,
Some girls.
they're gonna buy ivy, we got lots.
No, good idea.
Always being pulled out,
Take it off.
Take all our weeds.
but it's
You
easy,
don't care.
it's just work.
Unless it's like in mine, it's attached to the willow tree and growing up it, and you can't get it out
Oh,
of
no,
there.
but
I've
you
had
have
to
to-
like kind of dig under it, cause it's like one with the tree.
You know, you have to cut it at the bottom, but don't cut into the bark.
Yeah, you don't girdle your tree.
Yeah, girdle it. Yeah, it's a once a year thing.
Okay, moving on to the 2025 work plan.
So it's kind of a funky year. I tried to update the best I could. A lot of things we were able to accomplish. Water quality monitoring was for the most part postponed this year, just due to my schedule and conflicts there. And that's okay. Same with the IVAMP RFQ process. We just postponed that until I was able to give some time. So that's gonna happen next year for sure. So we'll start ramping up for that. I needed to find out from Scott if he conducted any aerial assessments. I haven't heard back from him yet. I know it's kind of this busy time and he's winding that down. And those are the big major things that we were doing this year. The treatments went as best as they could, I think, for the water level conditions. I think that was the limiting factor for Scott, was just getting the boat in the water. And then we've, Patrick, you did some review of the permit, make sure we're in good graces with ecology, if we're good there.
Yep.
And we're currently reviewing budgetary needs for 2026, the IVAMP being one of them. It's not gonna be a Floridone year, so that's good. And then, yeah, we completed the walkabout. So, and then, yes.
When you were talking about Florida and stuff, I'm just wondering if, because the lake's so low, all that bladderwort and what are the things that float on the top, water lilies?
Mhm.
Will they naturally die because they don't have enough water? I mean, I was just thinking that would be kind of nice.
Well, the fluoridone treatment should have gotten the bladder wart because it was a whole lake treatment, and so that's the goal of that. Could some have escaped that? It's always possible. There's always corners that probably don't have the same concentration as the rest of the lake, and that's kind of what kills it all. And because they are not attached to the bottom, they
Right.
can move around. There's not, the things that are just flat on the ground right now, probably, as long as if they have a seed, the seeds could be viable.
Right.
So that, do they need to overwinter in water saturated the whole year to be viable? I don't know. I would assume that because it's a noxious weed, that they reproduce very well. And so I would never assume that you get free kill. So,
One thing that gives me hope is even though the water level is low and it looks terrible, at least in front of my house, it's mud. And I
Oh, it
remember
is.
pretty much,
Yeah.
there's little splotches.
His Terry's went to mud.
It's a
about
lot
a
of
week
mud.
ago.
But back in the day, I remember a really low year that was maybe 2001 or 2002, the early 2000s. And it was low
And dry.
and dry. And I thought we could walk, I felt like I could have walked out to the island if I wanted to. And it was also lily pads. Like,
Yeah.
it was green and covered with lily pads and still dry, and there was basically no water. So I'm hopeful that the difference now with just, not that I wanna look at mud, but I'm hopeful that that's a sign that the vegetation overall is.
So look at this one.
Pictures, yeah.
This was August
Oh,
of
yeah.
2003.
Those are always worth passing around. I have photos of those too, where you take a boat out and the lily pads were so thick, they were just, yeah, they were just getting tangled.
You're
in
like,
your
are we on
paddle
water
and-
now, or are we?
Yeah, and it was
We're
like
not.
that. I mean, half of the lake was just completely covered.
It was just the center. that was
Yeah,
clear.
only the center basin.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that even though we have lily flats and they look bad now, that it's a sign that
Sorry.
I will
we
report.
accomplished something.
Should I return, I will report.
Let us know, Kathy.
I'll make
At least
take
send me-
pictures of his work.
Send me some texts of your last minutes in Barnes Lake.
So that's the proof of perseverance and the payoff.
Yeah, that's
That's
Judith and her husband.
That's 23 years ago. You said 2003?
Yep.
So 22 years ago?
That was just right when we were
Yeah.
going through the process of.
A lot of work.
And I've got some where the lily pads are even thicker. I mean, just
So thanks to the city
Yeah,
for
that's not
persevering,
a sea of.
seeing it through.
That one actually I selected because you can see, the other ones you
You
can't.
guys are
Yeah.
what, third generation of the city?
Yeah, I'm sure of
Well, Dan, I think
Plan.
Dan started you guys off and stayed with you until just last year.
Yeah.
I think that's right, yeah.
There's, I think isn't this you, Linnea?
Yep, yeah.
That's, who,
Chuck and Kelly.
that's Chuck and Kelly, Linnea, and then there was.
Get Dan.
Oh, that's looking that
Water
direction.
So this is looking back.
Vanquisher and water.
It's old and bladder wart.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you can see it.
Closer.
Can you see it? Oh, more.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it. Those are thick.
Oh, that's on the west side, facing the west side. So, on this work plan, I have trouble following. So the X means that it was done.
Right.
Then, crossed out means it's wasn't necessary.
It wasn't done, it wasn't necessarily wasn't done,
And then the other one says it was postponed.
yeah, some of the IVAN stuff we're still gonna do. We gotta,
Okay. Because we have another month or so, 2 months.
Well, we're not gonna try to do it this year. We'll just put it on next year's schedule.
So. Okay. It's just, it's hard to follow.
Who actually makes sure that we do the IABMP? Who's overseeing, like, who's gonna come knocking on our door?
What is the IABMP?
Nobody. Integrated aquatic vegetation management.
I mean, ultimately,
Oh. Renews every, how many years?
there, I mean, I, when I worked for the county, there's been IVAMs that hadn't been updated for 20 years. It's just not smart to not provide direction for what you're trying to do. One of the good reasons that you revisit it is that picture. That's not your problem anymore, right? So you've gone a long way down. Now 10 years later, reevaluate, what are your goals? I mean, it shouldn't just be to remove all vegetation. It should be to create a healthy ecosystem for that lake. Now that you always want to go after invasive noxious weeds because that's going to ruin your water body, okay? But then once you have control of that, what are your secondary goals for your lake, for the people who live around that lake?
Or the rainwater.
Well, just blasting, killing all the weeds. What's going to happen is the more you do it, the more you're going to bring in invasives.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it. I mean, if you mow your lawn and you scalp it down to, just above the dirt, you're going to get more weeds than you will get grass. Okay, so when you do a whole bunch of treatments, especially Floridone, you're killing everything. So now what has the ability to come and grow in its spot?
Wait, Floridone kills cattails too?
It will if you have the concentration up long enough and they're saturated. So what you probably visualize is white bottoms going up those, that's the Floridone killing it.
Yeah, we had some of those.
We saw it when we did the walk around, you could see it around the perimeter. But because the Floridone is carried in the water, when you get into those thicker areas, you get 3 feet into those cattails and you go to the base and they're not bleached anymore. Because the water can't travel through the dirt very well. Even though there's water obviously still in that pore space in between, it just isn't at that concentration, works like a filter. And so the concentration isn't high, so it doesn't kill the ones in the center, but it'll kill the perimeter if that concentration is high enough for long enough. So that's how you control what Floridone kills, is what concentration do you keep up for how long? And that will dictate what will die.
And that's what we use for the
Bladderwort.
lily? Oh, for the
Bladderwort.
Bladderwort. What do we use for the water lily?
That was a topical spray
Oh,
that sprays just the pads that are on the surface, because that will bring it all the way down to the roots and kill it all. And that's why you get the mats.
What, by the way, I've had a mat that kind of came up right next to my property and now it's mud and it's just sitting there. It's super heavy. I can't move it. What do I do with it? I don't really want the water to come up and have it float back out. I mean,
What can you do?
yeah, I mean, can I cut it up?
If you want to, you can. I mean, I mean, you guys can tell better than I can historically what you've all done to manage these floating islands, and
It's really.
Let them float. But we have.
Hope they go to someone else's
We have
house.
pulled them out mechanically. In years past, Doug Dorling pushed them to my
Or
shore.
for
and
the
tried to-
excavator and
But it's a
the.
workout and a half.
But I mean, so we pulled this thing because it was sitting right there. We pulled it up to let it dry out, and over the summer it has dried out, but it's still.
Well, if you want it out,
Just.
you gotta chop it up and get it out. That's,
Cause then it goes back.
there's
to
no
pretty-
easy solution, unfortunately.
These like floating island mats that we
Mhm.
used out there.
So what happens is,
I mean, I remember seeing someone push
Yeah, so-
something and I was like, oh gosh, that.
so lilies, they intertwine all of their root systems under the muck.
Sure.
And then when you kill a whole batch of them, these things release from the ground and they float. but they still are connected and they still have all that dirt around them and everything, and they just pop up. And then they start floating around.
There's an island out there that's in front of my house.
It's just a mat of
Like-
organic.
It's only today. It kind of made it so that lake was separated from the other side. I mean, it floated right up there and then it floated back. It doesn't float much when it's this low.
Right.
So the only thing you can do is self-manage, chop it up and get it out. That's really the only thing.
Yeah.
And if you don't, the water's gonna come up and it's going to maybe move somewhere else.
Okay.
And they're all at your neighbor's house.
To put it where the diapers used to be.
What? Yeah, because if you don't do anything, they magnetize to each other.
They're magnetized.
Well, it's like if there's one,
There's
other one comes up to join it.
lots of iron in there.
I'm just, they just go where they, like.
They congregate.
Where the wind pushes the.
Where the wind pushes them.
Where the-
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Propelling them down the southwest.
Yeah.
We're all gonna end up in the north side of the lake.
Oh,
Why the winds on? Yeah.
It's
Doug
not-
Dorland had experimented with that when the mats were floating, using a fire hose to break them apart
Yeah.
and all that, when they were kind of rotten and moldy.
Yeah.
But that's
Get
just
that dirt.
adding organic
Yeah.
material to the lake and fills it up, so. Helps us work towards that meadow thing that we're.
Yeah.
He also did, I can't remember if it was that Chuck guy,
Nature.
where he had some kind of a saw, like a saw.
Sawzall.
Yeah, and cut it apart, and he didn't really know how to do it the first time.
Oh, Chuck, our neighbor on my
Yes.
street.
Yes,
Oh.
And-
Oh, yeah.
Chuck had figured out how to do it, but then when Doug went to do it, the way he did it, it's like having a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
but it just all went.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And
A lot of
very quickly,
attention.
and that turned out to be really using a long chainsaw thing to break it up, that worked.
That's the thing, you gotta get into manageable chunks.
Mhm.
You got that, Leilani? Get it into manageable chunks.
That's why I'm.
Back, we want pictures.
Okay.
Well, and some of them had been anchored down or something like that, weren't they?
That's probably been the most successful.
That's
way
what I've
to
done.
To anchor it to the bottom.
Or connect them to an existing island. And
Do we
actually,
ever get too much lily mats going around that we need to eventually just chuck them out?
that's.
If you can hire a chucker.
Yeah.
That'd be a good way to spend your money,
I think we've talked about that a lot.
I didn't know we had lily mats until like last year.
because they don't come to your neighborhood.
They don't.
They leave your neighborhood.
And I was like,
Down side.
what is that?
So the method, chainsaws sounds, like it would work, but the lubrication that's used in them, just be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Because you'll create a machine all over the place, that's not good, so.
Oh,
The rules, it just takes money.
maybe just an old fashioned saw.
It takes money.
That's probably why they use the sawzall.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, then just a sawzall.
Something without lubrication.
Yeah. I said, well, I figured out how to do this,
Yeah, get a big.
how not to do it.
Gosh.
Just shovel with a sharp,
bag.
sharpen your shovel.
There you go, shove it in there.
Trailer.
But you won't need a gym membership.
Right.
Love that.
I always
Personal
figured if I could do it, anybody could do
Oh.
it. And I have pictures of me with mud head to toe.
And you will fall in.
So we good?
Okay, well, I know.
So the next thing.
No, I can keep talking.
Oh,
I was
wait,
like,
let's talk about the budget.
The next meeting we have too, I just wanted to point out, we got a couple of items that we're gonna be doing, we're gonna need to think about. We're gonna think about the next year's work plan, we're gonna think about the meeting schedule, for next year.
So
Any-
bring your
Any of
calendar.
Yeah, bring your calendars and stuff like that. And then we're gonna start thinking about what kind of a newsletter we want to produce for 2026.
You did a great job this year.
Oh, thank you.
It's gonna be
It's
tough
not
to
next
beat.
meeting,
Yeah.
but before the end of this year is beginning next year when we have Scott kind of give us the recap about.
We're gonna keep reaching out to Scott and see what he has planned for year-end summary, annual report, and then prediction for next year.
Yeah, keep like something.
He did one for
Cause last year he was
24.
very busy.
Right,
making
yeah,
this
but
bunch of
we
stuff
just need to
around
find out when is he gonna close the door for us
Yeah.
on this year, give us our summary and what he proposes for next year.
So he did a summary. 2024 annual update, is that something you have seen?
No, I
He's
still
planning
haven't.
this year.
What I'm just saying is for this year. Because he did do the summary, but he was not there at our meeting to attend and kind of, I think, was gonna talk about it, so I'm just checking to see if we.
So I guess
We'll
I
have a
was
chance.
mainly thinking, making sure that people who haven't been on the board for a while. Were aware that this comes in.
Yep.
Well, that's available on the website, right?
How am I doing? Oh.
It's so blurry.
I
Which
can
document
post
is that?
it.
I have the website open right now.
No, it's on the website, actually.
Is it the newsletter?
It's the annual
No.
update.
It would be the 2024 update. I don't know that we post that.
Oh.
I might have
I
it in my,
stopped-
does it go out in email? I might have it in my email still.
I think it was.
I don't know.
Mailed to us.
It might have been like one of those ones like you're the investor.
There's no dates other than 2020. Maybe it was January.
Pass it out.
During summer.
No, that's it.
I mean, you want it available to all of your members.
Right.
For some reason.
But not
yeah,
as
for
per
the
that.
video. Yeah, it's just his name.
2020.
I just,
I don't know the downside. You've got a lot more experience in that sort of
I
thing.
mean,
I've seen it. Just trying to figure out how to.
I mean, is somebody gonna see it and, wrap around the axle about
do
chemicals in the water?
people comment on them? Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I have
protesters
not
and
seen it for Barnes Lake. I've seen it
Newsletter.
for years nonstop for other lakes. So like, there's a whole Save the Black Lake coalition that's against the Black Lake Management District.
Oh, really?
Like chemicals in the lake or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
So I'm just saying, the big difference though is you guys don't have a public access. So that makes it a huge difference as to who can be negatively impacted by the actions of an LMD.
Yeah, I don't see it.
So their opposition is members of the community.
So we probably got it in
more
January.
Well, they have
Property owners
inflow
on
and
the lake.
outflow. too.
No, it's property.
Yeah, almost the entire Save Black Lake Coalition, not one of them lives on the lake.
Yeah.
And several of them don't even live in Thurston County.
And they have inflow and outflow.
Correct.
More ways than one.
What we could do is though, is maybe make it available for those folks that are signed up through Constant Contact. So if you have a vested interest in Barnes Lake and you've requested to be updated, that could be a.
I don't know, it could be, it could be something that we electronically send out to all of the Lake Management District members.
That'd be good.
Where
I've got my,
Okay.
it's like management district email folder. I've already kept it, is anything.
Yeah,
That's fun.
So essentially, what you have is, this is what we budgeted. Here's what we have spent and here's where we are with our fund balance at this time. And largely we have a decent fund balance because we did not do that IBAM this year. So we we postponed spending, upwards of $15,000. for that management plan update. So we started the year off with $80,000. The assessments came in and we got over $21,000, so we had a revenue of 101.
Well, but the actual year to date shows 7,500, so a third of the revenues come in, the assessments line. 2,100 was budgeted.
Right, yeah, so
Yeah.
they're still coming in and we haven't reached out to our finance department to update that.
Okay.
So basically, this is what we expect if everybody pays their bill.
Okay.
see.
I just wondered if
Right.
we expect, you know,
Do we
100%
hope that
compliance.
everybody else pays? Yes,
Yeah.
we do. Well, and it could have been, I don't know when Bonnie's our administrative person here. I don't know when she reached out to finance and asked for the last update on the assessment. But you're absolutely right. This is what we intend to get. This is what we have as of the last time we checked.
okay.
But it still ends up with a decent fund balance at the end, you know, where we are right now.
And we always get money in the great by and by.
And remind me with the IVAM, we're required as soon to have that, right? 'Cause it's-
Well, we predict that every 10 years that we update it.
Yeah.
So we're in that window where we're due to update it. You know, as I think you asked, who holds
gonna
us to
knock
the
on our
fire,
door?
right?
Just making sure
I
it's
don't,
not like
I don't know that I don't even know if
penalties
there's a
or
requirement for
cited
an
or something.
IVAMS being updated at a certain frequency. I've heard 10 years, but I've witnessed over 20 years, you know, Long Lake, they didn't update theirs, Lake Lawrence didn't update theirs forever. It's just like I said earlier, it's a good idea to think about what your values are. What do you want to do with your lake over time? It's changed since 10 years ago.
Is that the last time that we did that? Is that what you're saying?
It's about 10 years old-ish. I think so.
You think so? I don't think so. I thought that we did that somewhat when we were doing the rate increase that we had worked on the IAVMP at that time. Okay.
It would be good to know if Dave can bring that up.
Or come back in the
There's your
later.
2014, 2015 update.
Okay, time flies.
That was just yesterday. That was only wow.
Wow.
Yeah, because we had one, the 5-year one. Yeah,
December.
okay. Well, good, because we're saving up to do one at the end, the 30-year one. See, final, where did?
Oh, 2016.
2016.
Oh, really? So
Oh.
next year, we're right on target.
Right, that's good.
So apparently we were a year late last time too.
Well, you can start the process
Right.
and then by the time you spit something out at the
around.
end. But okay, it was finalized in March of 2016.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I have talked to, let's see, I just talked to this guy this last week, Bob Gillette. And he's doing a couple of IVAMs right now. He's actually retiring, but they still,
Is he Tetra Tech?
Herrera.
Mm.
So they, you know, they did this last one, so they said they, you know, they have capabilities doing this one, but so does Scott and Aquatechnics, so.
Yeah, so we'll do an RF.
Yeah.
E.
Yeah, we'll let them duke it out, see what's.
So you said Bob Gillette, is that the same Bob Gillette that
Yeah.
used to be on this committee?
Right,
Yeah.
I'm confused.
There he is.
Oh, I'm sorry, this
We
is,
can-
this
He's
is
16.
I'm sorry, the author is Rob Gillette, so. Bob Gillette though it looks like he is a
Used to be a
steering
member.
committee member,
Yeah.
so,
What if they were-
that was
Yeah.
my oversight, I'm sorry.
So Bob Gillette was on the steering committee.
Oh, that's Rob.
Rob Gillette, the guy I talked to that authored our last one.
Confused. Okay.
Yeah,
Rob.
that was my
Okay, now I.
oversight.
So what all is involved, all the data, like the, you know, the amount of oxygen in the lake and all that stuff?
Not
with it, or-
necessarily, so you look at this and yeah, it's just, you know. What are we targeting and what are the goals for the lake? What are the alternatives? What are some herbicides that we may want to use? Diver dredging, that's.
That's in the helicopter
little
range.
No, I'm kidding.
We were talking.
There's been all sorts of things
Yeah,
proposed too.
mats management might be something that's included. Oh, here we go, yeah, see, there's a floating mats management, how to deal with that. This was the recommendation was this Aquamog. It's a big contraption. Or this Dino 6, I mean, these things are probably not realistic.
Basically, what all these things do is they go, you have 20 options and then none of them are reasonable, so spray chemicals.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens in every single one of these? They evaluate all the stuff and it's like, this is really expensive. This is even more expensive. This is ridiculously expensive. We can't even do this.
I think they did the Aquamog in Capitol Lake, right?
I don't know. Good question.
Something like that, similar.
Everything. That's
Yeah.
enough work.
Isn't that something Dan said that you guys are working on and maybe look better in the next few years?
Oh, the Capitol Lake Estuary project.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, blow the dam up,
we're a
Are they
partner.
gonna do that?
they're gonna remove it.
What's that?
The shoots.
No.
Captain?
Yeah.
Essentially, it's just
gonna take them.
all they wanna do is they wanna bring it back to an estuary.
Yeah.
And so the only way they can do that is to remove the dam. But when they remove the dam, it's gonna cause other issues.
I thought they were gonna have like a kind of, twofold where they were gonna, some of the things bring the estuary, so it's like, you know.
Even before they.
It's a big messy project.
Oh, I do.
Which dam are we talking about? The one at Falls Terrace Metro? That dam there?
It's a nice,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Okay, where it's the salt water on one side, fresh water on the other. Okay. Yeah, I guess I used the dam when I.
But I want to.
So.
All right.
There's a fish ladder under there.
Yes.
Water.
Well,
All right.
waterfalls.
All right.
Okay,
There is a
everybody.
natural waterfall. There's a concrete wall with water
We
comes
can
over.
all talk about Capitol Lake. Okay,
I got you.
so next up is the next meeting, which is November 12th. Put it on your calendar, be there in the square, hopefully the lake will be rising by then, and I think we're done.
Yeah.
Well,
Around
usually we do,
Yeah,
are you guys part of the meeting?
we're talking about the water,
discussing
the water
the
level
meeting,
management.
yes.
Yeah, we're talking about. Then I'll be fine.
So are we adjourned?
No, usually we have, and I guess I should have said so, usually at the end of this meeting, we say agenda items that we want for the next meeting. And, so I was just looking ahead that the next meeting, we do the meeting schedule, so that's like bring your calendars. And also election of
Board members, what?
election of the officers.
Oh.
I
So,
have an agenda I'd like to add to the agenda. I would like to discuss when we're going to all get together and float around and have hot apple cider and lights for Christmas and have some fun.
The Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Blip.
Lynn,
Seems to come around more often.
Then we'll really
More
get the
quickly.
water tour.
Yeah.
Looks like another.
Yeah, we can pretend to row over at ours. We can just put boats out there.
Each house and have a little, okay, we have some hot spice wine in that house and we have some,
Right.
you know, hot toddies at that house.
I can testify, it takes longer than you think to paddle around the lake and stop various places. We've made it across with the illuminated parade, we've made it to Kathy's. But then it's like, by then, people are we're losing them and they're getting
Yeah.
tired, and
And
then
scared.
we lost my mom a couple of years ago. What the wrong way around?
Where is she?
Well, we
Did
did,
you find it?
but we really lost her because she went the wrong way around the island, and if you.
Piled up.
To the wise, if you put Christmas lights at the front of your boat, it makes it impossible to see anything. All you see are the lights.
Oh.
Everything else is black,
Being on stage.
so you don't wanna have too many hot toddies.
Okay, all right, well,
But we should definitely talk about Blip and any other
I always wondered,
social event.
being fearful of, going from this little teeny place all the way around, like doing it like during daylight.
Oh, that's an
Yeah.
idea.
yeah.
So you
Well,
can see
3
it.
o'clock.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Years ago, we would meet in the middle of the
Right.
lake in the spring, when the lake level was still high, but the weather was nice. And
Yeah.
just-
That's actually probably a better time, because the lake's the highest it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And we do get beautiful days in
Yeah.
December.
That was fun. We could do that. So we can-
Yeah, I was always.
Maybe we'll do social, yeah, social, spring social.
Yeah, I
like that.
Yeah.
I like the spring social.
And
Okay.
the January ice skating party.
Yeah.
I've done that too.
Yeah, that's true.
Anytime.
Fire
anytime.
department.
Hard grounds, that mud is gonna be turned into frozen hard ground.
Okay, is that everything we wanted to add to November's agenda? We're good, we're adjourned?
All right.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Well, actually, the rain is coming.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, good night.
All right, next.
Well, is it waters, grass